You stand in a grocery store staring at shelves full of food: meat, bread, fruit, vegetables, snacks. Every option claims to be natural or ancestral, but the real answer is far stranger. The foods your ancestors actually ate changed constantly across thousands of generations, and the story is far more surprising than a single, perfect diet.
Quiet authority. Your ancestors survived because they adapted. They ate what the landscape offered. Gentle emphasis. In one season that meant berries and nuts. In another it meant roots, insects, shellfish, or large animals. Small pause. There was no universal menu. There was only opportunity. Building curiosity. Early humans lived in dramatically different environments. Some hunted mammoths across cold grasslands. Others gathered tropical fruit, trapped fish, or collected honey. Archaeologists study animal bones, stone tools, plant remains, fossilized teeth, and even microscopic grains trapped in dental plaque to reconstruct these ancient meals. Thoughtful. One famous researcher, Richard Wrangham, argued that cooking transformed human evolution. Soft-cooked food released more energy while reducing chewing time. Gentle emphasis. That extra energy may have helped support larger brains. Small pause. Cooking did not simply improve flavor, it may have reshaped humanity. Quiet authority. Another important voice, Leslie Aiello, studied how changing diets and anatomy influenced brain growth. As diets became easier to digest and more energy-rich, the body could invest more resources into an expensive organ, your brain. Building curiosity. Then there is the work of Amanda Henry and other archaeologists who found starch grains preserved on ancient tools and teeth. Gentle emphasis. These discoveries challenge the popular belief that prehistoric humans ate almost no carbohydrates. Ancient people often processed wild grains, roots, and tubers long before agriculture. Slight mystery. Did everyone eat the same foods? Small pause. Not even close. Calm. Coastal communities gathered shellfish and fish. Forest groups relied heavily on plants, nuts, and small animals. Arctic populations consumed large amounts of animal fat because few edible plants survived there. Gentle emphasis. Human diets reflected geography more than ideology. Reflective. Even hunting looked different than many imagine. Success was unpredictable. Large animals were dangerous. A failed hunt could mean days without meat. Small pause. During those times, gathered foods often kept people alive. Gentle emphasis. Plants were not side dishes. They were survival. Warmer. Honey also played an important role. It provided concentrated calories and was worth significant effort to obtain. Modern hunter-gatherer societies still risk painful bee stings for this valuable food, giving researchers clues about ancient behavior. Thoughtful. Insects were another overlooked resource. Rich in protein and fat, they required far less energy to collect than large game in many environments. Today, they may seem unusual in some cultures, but across history, they were practical food. Softly curious. What about the idea of a perfect ancestral diet? Small pause. Evidence says there never was one. Evolution favored flexibility. Humans spread across deserts, mountains, islands, forests, and frozen tundra because they could adjust their eating habits. Quiet authority. Agriculture changed everything. Around 12,000 years ago, some groups began cultivating crops and domesticating animals. Food became more predictable, populations grew, and civilizations emerged. Reflective. Yet this shift also reduced dietary diversity in many places and introduced new challenges, including nutritional deficiencies and infectious disease linked to dense settlements. Thoughtful. Modern nutrition is complicated because your body carries adaptations from many different environments and time periods. Gentle emphasis. There is no single prehistoric blueprint that fits every person. Building curiosity. The biggest lesson from archaeology and anthropology is not that you should copy one ancient menu. Small pause. It is that humans evolved to be remarkably adaptable. Variety, seasonality, and responding to changing conditions were the real constants. Warmer. The next time someone claims your ancestors all ate one perfect diet, remember the evidence buried in caves, campsites, coastlines, and ancient teeth. Gentle emphasis. Human history tells a different story. Reflective. Your ancestors survived not because they found the perfect food, but because they never stopped adapting. Quiet authority. And that ability to adapt remains one of your greatest evolutionary strengths today.